Hello, my name is Carthy. I grew up on a farm near Kilpeakin in Crickhora, and it's about 7 miles from Limerick City. My thanks to Liz Kelly for the invitation to read 2 poems to accompany Mary Burke's exhibition. I look forward very much to seeing the paintings. The first poem, The Hat, is from Daughters of the House, that was published by Daedalus Press in 2019. When writing came to me in my early 30s, even though I was by then living in a city, the place became an imaginative nest. This poem started when my sister-in-law, Margaret, described seeing my father go for a walk along the passage, and she would see his hat, but not him. Also, I had around the same time seen René Magritte's print of a hat with "Ceci n'est pas un chapeau" written underneath it. This is not a hat. The Hat is a poem that references place names on the farm. For instance, the first tree is a beech tree on the passage nearest the house. The Hat. Nary a glimpse of himself. What she saw was the old felt hat, scored by the shape of his head, that kept the air cool about him, drip seeds of hay and smelt after a stinging day in the meadow, bob up and down over the ditch, appear to ramble by itself between whitethorn hedges, thick with pollen, parsley, vetch. In that season, skittish flocks of small birds rose into branches of the spreading ash, the first tree, or twittered in the high green leaves of a row of beech by the middle gap. The hat often wished it were a bird, as did the woman, islanded by fields, with no one to talk to but herself. Her steady eye followed the point, gliding to the turn from the garden, where she lost sight of it entirely, and the hat went walkabout in the bog. Inside the crown of his head was a map, names that slid shyly off her tongue, of fields that sprawled in darkness around the dwelling at night. The stand, Loughlin's, Old Garden, the pump, Ringfort, New Ranch, the pound. I was in my early 30s when I heard Ivan Boland use the word landscape, and I felt I was meeting the word for the first time, even though I might have heard it in relation to paintings. When you grow up in the country, the relationship with place is never a visual one, a matter of scenery or representation. One is inside it, and it is the place that we carry around in us when we leave. The relationship between a farmer and his place is a very close one, and includes the sense of home, as the title of this exhibition does. Our neighbour on the next farm married a city woman, and it was a source of curiosity and wonder for us to visit. Barley sugar is from my first collection. This Hour of the Tide. My mother washed the eggs with bread soda, strained milk through a flour bag into a scalded can, sent us wrapped in coats and scarves, vying for who would venture first, elbow deep in meadow grass, out across the hayfield, over the wall at Hannan's, to skirt past the collie, shiver as a door unlocked. Still in a dressing gown, she would turn to take fresh eggs and milk slowly to a new fridge, ask us to stand in out of the rain, pin her hair back, then lead us to a darkened bedroom, and we would follow in a pool of wonder to peep at twin baby daughters, ask again to see her galoshes, ease 3 rings down her long, slender fingers, before chasing up to the wall, clutching barley sugar as the dog barked, our coats caught in briars. And I would trail behind my sister, forgetting all about our hurry, crouch down to pick white stems, to lift tiny ragdoll shapes, vaguely pluck a flower, suck the stamen for honey, and find myself lost in the meadow, with nobody left to follow. Straggle home, late for breakfast, pinafore laced wet, to greet my father outside our back door, with eggs in his upturned hat. Thank you very much to the curator of the gallery and to everybody involved. It's a pleasure to read also with my colleagues. Thank you.